Hello, my name is Vinayak Lad from Avaya Serviceability Engineering. This video talks about how to collect application service or AS level debug logs on a Avaya Aura Conferencing 8.0. Log into the AAC server as a NTSys ADM user using PuTTY, that is SSH, then switch user to root. Now you want to make sure that we are running the traces or we are enabling the debug on the active application server or active AS. In case of an active standby setup, this step is important. To identify if we are running the traces on the active server, type any init -p. This command will show us all the running network elements on this server. Now let's look at the status of var mcp run mcp 18.1 as1 underscore 0 work instance state. This file will show us the status of the application service that is running on this server. Now this one is showing as active, which means we are on the correct server.
Next, we have to telnet to the local host and the port on which AS or the application server is running. How to identify? Log into the Element Manager console, go to Feature Server Elements, Application Server, click on the Application Server tab, and here you see the application server is running on port number 15000. So we'll telnet to localhost 15000. The username is admin, password is admin. Change directory to trace, cd trace, then ACT to activate the debug level tracing. Next, select star. Basically, we are selecting all the users for this session to enable login, and set SIP1 to enable debug level traces for SIP. Next is to set transactions to level 2, which will log all the transactions. Set SVC, that is services, to level 9. These are the default settings. Rep out, we will have all the output sent to a file for this particular session. So we are setting it as rep out file and give the file name as new trace. 5 followed by 7 zeros is the size of the file, and 10 is the number of files. So we are going to look at file name with new trace once the logging is finished. Rep ts on would enable the timestamp in the logs that are going to be collected. Once we're done and we are ready to replicate our issue, hit start and the debug tracing will be started for this particular session. Now replicate the issue that we are enabled this trace for. Once the issue is replicated, enter stop and the tracing would be stopped for this session. The control key and square bracket close to exit the telnet session, then quit to come out to the shell again. Next, navigate to var mcp run mcp 18.1 as1 underscore 0 work directory. I'll just list out the files and you can see a new file with the same name that we had given in the tracing as new trace with a timestamp is created for our active tracing session. Let's open the file with VI editor and you can see it has captured all the transactions and SIP level debug traces, all the tracing that we had enabled for this particular sessions. Once you replicate the issue,